You wouldn't believe how many times I have to record this video because each time I recorded, some new information or update came out, and I am tired of it. So I'm gonna just do this straight. Nothing much to say really. Besides that, yes, Dr. Disrespect did in fact message a minor, and a lot of people, for some reason, thought that was out of the norm for him. When this is the guy who also was streaming from a public bathroom, right? This is the guy who was talking about how, you know, him and his friends, him like the Nick Mercs and all stuff, talking about stay away from children, keep that shit away from children, you know, it's not appropriate, whatever. This is the same guy who was mad at fucking Starfield because they didn't give him an advanced copy, like he's super important. Like, he has like the Republican sunglasses on for part of his character. Like it's the dude's 40 doing this. Like even before the whole minor shit came out, he cheated on his wife, but whatever. The whole shtick of being Dr. Disrespect, I'm an edgy guy. You're fucking 40, my guy. Look, you have like kids. What are you doing? But. Yes, he did message a minor. He admitted to it. Why he admitted to it now, I would have to assume because all the shit that came out, you know, Turtle Beast dropping him, his studio that he co-founded dropping him, all these reporters talking about how, yeah, they have sources that can confirm it, as much as like, what, a fourth source came out too, talking about, yeah, he did that shit. And there's not much to say about that. It's fucking gross and disgusting. And I just want to really talk about the people who were really supporting him and who he surrounded himself with. First and foremost, Nick Mercs. I just saw Nick Mercs post a video talking about how he finds it unacceptable. And I'm like, I don't buy it, simply because the energy that he put in that video compared to when he was, you know, messaging Ava and accusing them of shit was crazy. His first video, he talks about how you need to wait for evidence in order to make these accusations, right? Here you go.
Checking in. Look, I opened Twitter. Bunch of my mentions are he, they, she, hey, they, fucking, I identify as a helicopter. God damn it. And I seen the couple tweets about the doc. I'm as taken back as a lot of you guys are, okay? But the fact remains that these are some crazy accusations. Crazy. Big time accusations. And until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave the little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. Leave little children out of your shit. Have a nice day.
Now here's him talking to Ava Tyson. And now here is him addressing the recent news about Dr. Disrespect.
Checking in. I'm seeing everything on Twitter, and I read through Doc's tweet, and in that very tweet, he basically confirms that, you know, he was texting an underage girl, and it went weird sometimes, you know, and look, just to be blunt and straightforward, man, that's inexcusable. It's unacceptable, right? There's no excuse for something like that, and I can't support it. Hang on, honey. Doing this, talking to Twitter. I can't support it. I can't defend it. And look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy, and it feels a little weird, but what can you do, you know? So I just wanted to update you guys on my thoughts and how I'm feeling. And I mean, look, I hope you guys have a good day, all right?
I can't help but notice that the energy seems a little bit different. And of course you remember, well, that's his boy, it's his friend or whatever. True. But he also said at the end of the first video that no matter what, keeping your shit away from kids is important. That's his stance. So like, where is that energy now? I've even seen other grifters who talking about how, hey, I can't defend him, I want to delete this video. And they're doing the exact same thing I thought they would do, which is either downplaying it or quickly switching tactics. Because now that same grifter before I was talking about how he needs evidence in order to, you know, see this claim people are talking about he doing this, is immediately using Ava Tyson as a thumbnail to talk about how they're sweet baby bloodbath. Like, these people have no fucking morals. They have no backbone. They don't care. Of course. I wasn't even going to mention this guy, but it's drama, so you know who's in it, baby. You know who's in it. fucking Grums. And my guy, go work on your video game. What are you doing? You're digging into the semantics of the situation. You're digging into the semantics of this. He admitted to messaging a child. Okay? He admitted to that. There is nothing to dig into. He is admitted to the thing he was accused of. Did he know at the beginning? It doesn't fucking matter because he admitted to doing that. Did you not read it? He literally said he messaged in mind, but nothing inappropriate happened. Did he stop after? He clearly didn't care. Like you're so willing to defend this. You're so willing to defend this that you would put just real quick. This is the show I'm talking about. These guys, all they care about is the grip. They don't actually give a shit about what's good or moral or whatever, right? They don't care. Grums is also super anti-trans. He's a bigot. He's just like the rest of them. So he's trying to find ways to eke out, well, he didn't know, or this, and the third. He admitted to it. And it's not enough for these guys. Evidence is not enough for them. They need more evidence. Even a straight up confession from the person is not enough. It's go home. Go home. The quartering. Let's talk about this fucking guy. The quartering who pissed in his basement and is honestly just a garbage human being. When confronted with evidence that Dr. Disrespect did this shit, including the evidence coming directly from Dr. Disrespect, do you want to know what his response was? Firm handshake. The people who are often the ones who were talking about how they want to save the children, protect the children, are the ones who are the biggest risk to these children. It is not the LGBTQ community. It is the people who are using religion to say that actually transgender people are bad and queerness is bad. Those are the ones who are committing all sorts of acts specifically against children. I cannot tell you how many times I've just gone on Twitter and just seen a report that a pastor has assaulted a child, a preacher has assaulted a child, a youth pastor, a camp counselor, police officer, a teacher, someone in a position that has them in power, and they're often around younger folks, abuse that power. I don't see drag queens doing this. I don't see the level of LGBTQ people doing this compared to just cis people or compared to hetero people. I don't see that at all. But you have people like Nick who will make these big accusations, but then require for their side, for their friends, 4K video proof attached with 16 witness statements, God himself, and I don't know, maybe like an admitted confession from the person who did it that, okay, yeah, it actually happened. And then even then, it's a downplay. It's a, that's crazy. I can't believe that happened. Me and the boys are shook up. We don't know what to do. Don't fucking associate with them. Like, that's publicly condemned. Stronger language. The same kind of language, the same kind of bravado you use to go against Ava Tyson.
Nick, the transphobe struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland, but that shit's not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl, done. Come in here with that fucking trans.
I am very tired of this always being the case. Every single fucking time one of these losers talks about how they want to protect their children, check their hard drives, check their whisper messages, check all that shit. Because 9 out of 10 times, they are the ones who are the danger to the child. And I will say this, those who were defending him and now have irrefutable evidence, and you've changed your stance, good. But I also implore you to use a little bit more critical thinking. He was dropped from Turtle Beach. He was dropped from the company he co-founded. You do not have that happen unless some serious shit's going on. To the people who kept pointing out to the fact that he got paid. Criminals get paid, you guys. Bad people get paid. Doesn't change the fact what they did was wrong, right? Like, we have to agree on that. Just having money is not an excuse to get away with shit. It doesn't absolve you of anything. And to further go on that, the reason why Twitch paid him is because Dr. Disrespect sued them. I'm not saying Twitch was innocent in this at all. I'm not saying their hands of situation was perfect. But what I am saying is that they were clearly refusing to pay him out because he definitely violated their terms of service and he got the money anyways. That proved nothing, as we found out, because he did in fact message a minor. But make no mistake, these people, the ones, again, who always harp on about how we got to protect the children. We got to make sure they're safe. Keep this away from the children. We don't want them to be exposed to this. They're the ones who are harming the children, either through rhetoric or in an attempt to meet up with them. And now I'm going to talk about this again. His defense is such bullshit. It's the Chris Hansen criminal defense. It's, I had no intention of actually doing anything or meeting up with them. Then why were you messaging them? You are 40 years old. And in case I'm not being clear enough, I think he fucking sucks. I think people who support him are pieces of shit. I think that the system that enabled him to do this for so long is fucking corrupt. I don't like it. I'm not going to be non-biased. I'm very biased against bigots and people who claim to care about children and who actively try to harm them. I am not going to pretend that I'm objective here. I don't like Dr. Disrespect. I don't like Nick Merckx. I don't like the Quartering. I don't like bigots. I don't like them. And so when this shit happens, this just proves to me and a lot of the people that we are vindicated in distrusting these people because they do shit like this behind closed doors. Dr. Disrespect used his influence to try to meet up with a minor. No matter what he says, right? That was what was happening. He tries to say he had no intent in doing that. But clearly he did, because why else would you? I saw people trying to defend, oh, but he's just saying he was going to meet up with him as a fan. Why would you whisper that? Why not just be like, hey, I'm having a fan meetup. I would love to meet you guys publicly. Here's my public persona. Here's my public messaging. He did it privately. So I want all the people who were loud about this, right? Who were calling out other people, who were attacking other people, especially people like Nick Merckx, who was attacking Ava, of all people who had nothing to do with this, just as like a misdirect or whatever. I want him to be just as loud. I don't want just like, you guys are doing a Twitter, but no, fuck that. I want you went into like Ava's comment sections or whatever, or messaged them and talking about how they are bad for kids and a bad parent or whatever. I want that same energy for your guy. I need that. I personally would like to see that. I'm very tired of people being allowed to just go after LGBTQ people, going at people who are different than them, saying whatever the fuck they want to say, and then just moving on with no repercussions. No. Let's start having repercussions. If it wasn't for repercussions, Doc would still just be streaming his, I don't know, probably terrible Elden Ring playthrough, and no one would be saying anything. No one, at least with power influence. But now he can't do that because there was a consequence to his actions. We need more consequence in this shit, especially in the gaming side of shit. We need more consequence because I'm sure there's countless other creators who've done equally fucked up shit, but because they have power, nothing can happen to them. That's got to stop. And I'm hoping this is the signal. This is the ember in the ashes, so to speak, to start the fire that allows people who have actual grievances, with these people, legal grievances, who've done bad things to them, are now able to find some sort of recompense, because it is insane that it took all of this happening for just one person. And even like Doc said, it's not going to be a criminal case. He didn't do anything criminally wrong, but he was wrong. He did some bad, wrong, fucked up shit. And I really hope he doesn't come back from this. Because what are we telling people then? It's okay to do this, cover it up, not really talk about it, and then once it happens, be out of your control, just be like, whatever, and come back? No. And again, Nick, if you're watching this video, do some neck stretches so you can see it. You have to be just as loud, man. And you need to apologize to Ava, because that was fucked up.